Hello and welcome to the Jerusalem Tanya. I'm your host, Bezalel Edwards. Just like every other Lubavitcher, I am the mouthpiece of the Rebbe. And just like every Shaliach, I'm his successor. Go figure. So, let's see. Double portion today. We're in chapter 37 of the Tanya. We're going to do it fast. V'kol nitzotz lo yarad lo lamazeh af shehi yerida gdola v'chinat galut mamash. And every spark didn't descend to this world, even though it's mamash a great descent and the aspect of really, truly the aspect of exile. Ki gam sheyeh tzadik gamor oved Hashem v'yira v'ahava rabba b'tanugim lo yagia lamalot dvekuto b'Hashem b'tchilu orchimo b'terem yiridato le'olam hazeh hachomri lo mina v'lo miksata. So even if somebody is a perfect tzaddik, has totally shechted his yetzer hara, he destroyed his evil inclination. He has no desire to break the Torah, and he only has a desire to fulfill the Torah. He's a tzaddik, a complete tzaddik. He's serving God with fear and with love, great love and desire and delight. He puts on his tefillin with pleasure every morning. Do you know anybody like that? I'd like to see someone like that. Maybe there's one or two in Jerusalem. It's so, as the Bible says, echad be'ir v'shnaim b'mishpacha. It's few and far between. There's one in the city and two in every family. That's very, very rare. It exists, but it's rare. Still, even a perfect tzaddik will not reach the level of cleaving union with God, with fear and with love, before he comes down to this physical world. I mean, we don't unite with God above. We unite with God after he's come down into this world. Not at all. Not even a little bit. There's no comparing. But ein erech ledimyon behem klal k'noda lekol maskil she'aguf eno yechol lisbol el yuridato la'olam hazeh lehitlabesh beguf v'nefesh hechiyunit. So the only way we can suffer God is if he dresses in a corporeal world. Godliness dresses in physicality and corporealness. Is that a word, corporealness? And corporality. There's no word corporealness. God dresses in a physical form, in a corporal form, meaning dresses in material. In the vital soul. Hu kedei letaknam bilvad. And why does God take on a physical form? Why is there godliness in the chair and the table and the bookshelf? And even in little Bezalel here? Why? In order to fix them. For God to fix his world, he finds a home into the physical world. To fix them, and to separate them from the three impure forces of evil, which are impure. By means of Shmirat Shasa Lot Tasev Anfeyem La'alot Nafsho Achiyunit Im Chelka Shayach La Miklalot Olam Hazeh L'Kashram L'Yachdam B'Orein Sof Baruch Hu Asher Yamshich Behem Al Yedei Kiyumo Shel Ramach Mitzvos Aseh V'Nafsho Achiyunis Shehi Hamakayemet Kol Mitzvos Masios Kanal. So God unites with this world. And by means of, we subdue the klippas by means of guarding, keeping away from the 365 negative commandments, by not eating the pig, by not breaking the Sabbath, by not sleeping with the girl or the guy. So by that we destroy the evil that finds its way into this world, and we manage to take by refraining from evil, we connect and unite with the light of the endless may he be blessed. We unite with the light of the endless, may he be blessed. Which is drawn by means of fulfilling the 248 positive commandments, putting on the tefillin, giving charity, helping the little old lady across the street, learning Torah. That purifies the vital soul in the 248 parts of the body. By means of fulfilling the 248 commandments, positive commandments, with one's vital soul, which is itself fulfilling all of the practical mitzvahs, because the neshama itself eina tzrika tikkun klal. The neshama doesn't need a fixing. The neshama is pure. Every neshama is pure everywhere. Every Jewish neshama is pure. Everything has sparks of holiness in it, and the Jews have a special level of a neshama which is holy, and it can't be tainted. But it can be covered up. It can be besmirched with garbage and filth, but it can be washed. It itself cannot become impure, no matter how much filth it's smeared upon it. The neshama is always pure. As we can look in the Eitz Chaim of the Arizal and in the 26th gate of the Eitz Chaim of the Rabbi Yitzchak Luria, the great Kabbalist. May he live on. May he live forever. Because the very neshama doesn't need fixing at all. It doesn't need to be dressed in this world. God did not need to dress his neshama in the world. He wanted to for some reason. The rabbis say to raise it up to a higher level, to take from this world and sanctify this world and fix this world. But the neshama doesn't need fixing. The neshama is already pure, always pure, for every Jew. So what do we do with the neshama? We need to draw light to the neshama. I would say, add parenthetically, to feed the neshama with her natural food, which is light, which we generate light by keeping the commandments. And that's mamish, really, truly, an example of the secret of exile of the Shekhinah. That's the secret of the exile of the Shekhinah, in order to refine the sparks of holiness that are spread throughout all of creation and raise them up. So now we're reading the Tanya for Wednesday, for today, and it says, now we'll understand. Yuvan Mashi Fligel Rabotenu Zechalam Ravacha Mood Mood B'Mala Tzedaka V'Amru Sheshkula Keneged Kol Mitzvos V'Bakol Talmud Yerushalmi Hi Nikra B'Shem Mitzvah Stam. Tzedaka is a very great mitzvah. Tzedakah is a perfect example of everything we just said is the mitzvah tzedakah, which the Yerushalmi calls mitzvah. It just says the mitzvah and we know that refers to tzedakah. So it's such an important mitzvah to give charity. Tzedakah is charity. It was called just mitzvah because that was like the main point of all practical mitzvahs, is giving. Like we give to God, the way we give money to poor people or to a good cause. All of the other mitzvahs are in order to raise up the vital soul to God. So all of the mitzvahs are to raise the vital soul, which is to God. And it's tzedakah that preserves all of this action of raising the vital soul to God. That's how I'm translating the Tanya. That that the act of tzedakah is the one that sustains the mitzvahs that are raising up to God. What sustains the raising of these mitzvahs back to God and their vitality? The mitzvah tzedakah does it. So the mitzvah tzedakah and all of the other mitzvahs, there's no dressing. It's just one power from the nefesh, from the vital soul at the time of doing the mitzvah. Ein shebakol a mitzvahs ein mitlabesh behen rak koach echad. It's just one power dressing in them. What does the commentary say about that? It says, for example, the power in the arm which puts on the tefillin, or the arm that holds on to the etrog, and so forth. That's one power going into this mitzvah. But with tzedakah, it's not so. With tzedakah, a person gives from his whole work, from his whole earnings, his 8-hour, 10-hour day. He takes a tithe. He takes 10% out of his earnings, at least. So with this, all of his nefesh that he uses to work, he's a baker. He's baking 8-10 hours a day, and the money he's making baking is from all of his sweat. So it's not just one power; it's his whole day that's going into the mitzvah tzedakah. Im tzedakah she'adam noten mi'gid kapav harei kol koach nafshu achiyunis melubash be'asiyat malachto. All of his power goes into his business. He's in the office 10 hours a day. And then the money he gives from tzedakah is from all of his sweat and toil. Oh, esek acher sheniskar bo ma'ot. He gets money from any kind of work, whatever work he does. Elu kishenot nan letzedakah harei kol nafsho achiyunus ola l'Hashem. When he gives tzedakah, his entire vital soul is given back to God. V'gam mi she'enu ne'eneh megia mikol makom ho'il even if he just received the money without working for it, somebody puts a pile of money in his hand, or $10, and he gives $1 from that 10 that somebody put in his hand. He could have took that dollar and went out and bought an ice cream. Well, maybe 3. I don't know. It depends where you live. But he didn't. He didn't go buy the ice cream with that dollar. He gave it to a poor person. So it's like he could have enjoyed himself with it, but he took all of his vital soul and he gave it to somebody who needed it more than him. It's like giving his whole soul to God. That's why our sages said that the act of giving charity brings the redemption closer, hastens the final and complete redemption, the geula. Because one act of charity, it raises up the vital soul so much that in a way that it could not have been raised in such strength. A lot of other mitzvahs would have been taken to give a person's whole strength. Shaking the lulav and walking to shul and walking to go to work. Going to work is a mitzvah. The Rambam had instituted a bracha on maseh matan, on business. The Rambam actually instituted a blessing to be recited over conducting business, making money. I don't know why we don't say it anymore, because it's also a mitzvah. Umasha katav razal shetalmud Torah keneged kulam hainu mipnei shetalmud Torah hi b'dibor machshava shehem levushim apnimim shel nefesh achionis. So what we said, what about somebody who sits and learns all day? That's his work. It's very serious work. It's not to be disdained. Somebody mamish sitting and learning 6, 8, 10 hours a day. It should not be disregarded. He should be cherished. Somebody learning all day, what is he doing? With his speech. The Tanya says he's using his speech and his thoughts, which are garments for the inner soul of the nefesh, of the lower level of soul, of the inner garments of the nefesh, of the vital soul. And it's also their essence, it's also their essence of the aspect of Chabad, the 3 upper spheres, Chochmah Bina Dat, from the Klippas Noga. That can be the part of the Klippa that can be rectified and brought into Kedusha, into holiness. and then the vital soul is brought into a state of sanctity when a person learns Torah with great thought and intensity, putting all his brains into his learning. Even though the names and the essence of the other attributes of the three middle spheres, Chesed, Gevurah, and Tiferet, even though those he's talking about the midot benunim, the middle three spheres, not the benuni of the person. He's saying because the evil is very strong with them, much more than in Chabad. Evil has the higher up, the harder it is for evil to reach. So evil can reach the three lower spheres much more easily, and it gets harder for evil to reach the three middle spheres of love and fear and splendor. But it's very hard for evil to reach up into wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Chabad. So the sechel, their intellectual faculties, are divided into wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Kach mamash derech mashal. So we can say a parable to make a separation. But revavot Abdalot, the Ein Ketz, we make a tremendous separation. Beherat Or Ein Sof Baruch Hu mitlabesh b'mitzvos ma'asiyos legabei Herat Or Ein Sof b'bechinat Chabad. So the Tanya says, derech mashal, Ein aroch v'dimyon klal ben achiyut shebaramach evarav legabei achiyut shebamochin. There's no comparing the life force in the body to the life force in the mind. The life force, the mind is divided into wisdom and understanding and knowledge. And there's no comparing the spiritual to the physical. The mind is spiritual. When the light of the infinite may he bless dressed in the practical mitzvahs, that's a certain kind of illumination, but it can't be compared to the illumination in the three upper spheres when we contemplate godliness. Contemplating godliness is such a tremendous illumination that it can't even be compared to the connection to God that we do through practical mitzvahs. He went on for pages talking about how tremendous it is when we do a mitzvah, we're actually uniting with the infinite. Now he's saying there's no comparison to that and simply contemplating the greatness of God and His majesty and His wonder and the wonders of His Torah with the intellectual faculties, which we use in Chabad. And even though Chabad is down in Klipat Noga, it's Chabad of a level of something that could be, our minds could be used for bad purposes. So when we take our mind as a klipa noga, also they can be taken in good purposes, and we use for Talmud Torah, to learning the Torah. So the Torah is compared liyamim shiyordim b'makom gavoa, l'mayim shiyordim b'makom gavoa l'makom namoch. He said the Torah is compared to water that comes from a high place down to a low place. It's the nature of water to descend. Fire's nature is to ascend and go up, and water, the property of water is to go down. Gravity brings it down. Because fire is lighter than water. Even though Talmud Torah is such a tremendous mitzvah, and its light cannot be compared to the light in the physical world, of physical actions and physical mitzvahs, still, it's not the study that our sages said. It's not the study that's the important thing, but it's the action. So no matter how tremendous our holy intellectual achievements are in connecting to the tremendous light of the infinite, there's no substitute for action. Lasotam kativ, it's because it says in the Torah to do them. Mitzvahs are to do. Kativ u'mavatlin Talmud Torah l'kiyum mitzvahs ma'asios. But the law is that we don't learn Torah when we need to fulfill a mitzvah with our body. Any mitzvah, you stop learning in order to do a mitzvah, basically. when nobody else could do the mitzvah. If somebody else could do the mitzvah, fine, you can let them do the mitzvah. But if there's nobody else to do the mitzvah, you stop learning and you do. Mishum kizeh kol hadam, because that's the sum total of man, to do the mitzvahs, action, to do them. The tachlit briyato, that's why man was created. That's why man came down into this world. Liot lo yitbarach dira b'tachtonim, that a man came into this world to be to make a home for God in the world. That's why you are in the world. You're in this world to make a home for godliness. Dafka, actually, lahafcha chashucha lenohora. You're actually here in order to transform darkness into light. V'yamalek v'od Hashem et kol haaretz. Agashmit, Daika, and to actually transform, to fill the whole world with God's glory. Fill the whole physical world with God's glory, actually. V'ra'u kol basar yachdav, and all flesh shall see together that God is in the world. Masha eno ken k'she'efshar la'asot al yidei acharim, en mevatlin Talmud Torah. But if somebody else could do the mitzvah, then you don't stop learning. You keep learning because of the tremendous lights we bring down and the tremendous home we make for God through the study of the Torah. It cannot even be compared to the light that's going into the lower levels of Chagat and Nahi and the lower Sfirot and the mitzvahs we do with the body. Even though the entire Torah is just a commentary. Oh, you could say it's just a commentary for the physical mitzvahs. The point... mishum shehi bechin chabad shel ein sof baruch hu. But because Talmud Torah, learning the Torah is an aspect of the Chabad, which is an acronym of Chokhmah, wisdom, Bina, understanding, Dat, knowledge of the very Ein Sof. So earlier, I don't understand. Earlier he just said that it was the upper three sfirot of Klipat Noga, meaning the force that anything in this world that could be used for evil that we are allowed to bring into holiness. And now he's saying that it's Chabad of the very Ein Sof, the very highest level of the infinite, when we learn the Torah. So that requires a resolution. So our body is just given to us in trust from the king to be used to sanctify the world. That's like it says. That's like it says that I am happy. My soul is happy. For you, I learn the verses of the Torah. For you, I learn the Mishnah. That's for the soul that is united by means of the Torah through the learning of the verses of the Torah and the learning of the Mishnah, commentary on the law. It's raising up and uniting myself but through the mitzvahs. Therefore, I say to my soul that for it, I say to my soul, I'm learning the Mishnah and the Bible for you.